All right, we're going up against the legend. Let's see. So it's cost control spec, I think, for sure. These stupid void eyes, I think, are kind of useless, but I don't know. Maybe I'm not giving it enough credit. But the problem is we need fire, and we only get it from these storms. So I think we could say that Mathismight has the best strategy against us out of every single player potentially. There's another player, maybe Cast, maybe Sako, but I think because we haven't beaten those players either. But Mathismight we have beaten once or twice, but he seems to have the most measured response out of anyone. He has the best defense against the Phantom Race. But we've also gotten a lot better against playing against his boat strategy. So we also feel more confident. So I think it's the perfect time for a rematch. We're gonna go, I guess, with the crawlers here, right? Yeah. Void Eyes would be interesting, but I don't want to throw the game. And it's okay, so we have this. How do we do the formation here? So this is pretty good. Just wonder though, maybe this is too far forward because he's playing aggro. Maybe we want stuff to be on the line instead. Just play more conservatively. And do we go for like the defense or the attack here? He does 534. It's gonna kill us anyways. Let's just go for the defense here. I'm not sure if I wanted to float there, but sometimes like floating unnecessarily can maybe snowball into losing the game. So didn't want to do anything too fancy since we didn't have an idea of what to do with the money we saved. Looks like we get at least one tarantula, which is amazing. Yeah, I think we still get the tarantula. And that's already pretty good. I mean, we almost get another one, which is amazing. So I wonder if attack would have been better. But now the problem is Mathismight, he needs to have the tanks. If he doesn't have the tanks, he's kind of in trouble. I mean, not in trouble, but he's, you know. So I think what we do is we don't go immediately into Phantom Race. We want to trick him. How do we trick him? Like, do we just go for the Salt Stormcrawler? Let's just trick him and pretend that we're not like the Phantom Ray guy. We're someone else. Go for this. I think we just go for more crawlers. Like, let's just set up our crawler board here. Let's go for another crawler here, maybe. And could even go for an oil here right away. It's not horrible. Round 2. What do we think here? What do we do? I do like the second Stormcrawler here. Maybe a chaff is better, or do we go straight into that? It's either a crawler or a chaff. I think we can go for the crawler. Alright. So not the most symmetrical. We're not the most anti-symmetrical. He's gonna missile us, of course. Straight into Phoenix. Did we actually? Oh my goodness, we actually kill his Phoenix? That's such a good placement. He's gonna be kicking himself if this snowballs. So we have both. Okay, we still don't have the attack upgrade. Now it's gonna be straight into Phantom Race. So he thinks this is not the Phantom Ray guy. This is just a normal player. Yeah, I would definitely bet on Mathismight, but we still have at least like a 15-20% chance of winning. So yeah, Rhino Assault is interesting, but let's You know, we can go for it. Do we just go for it in the middle? We obviously can only go for it here, but he's gonna put his there too. We could double down with like a crawler and that. Maybe that's what we do. We'll just go triple Phantom Ray right away. No, I don't think we play games here. I think we gotta get the fire online. And like ideally even get online now. But it means borrowing on round 3, which is not ideal, but you might have to. What do we do here? Let's just go for another one. Let's play conservatively. Just go for the attack upgrade. Let's play this super conservatively here. All right. Yeah, very bad positioning on the arc light. I wasn't expecting the chaff clear to be this bad, but it's going to be really bad. We should have borrowed, it looks like. Just kind of didn't think we could win against the arguably the best player MMR wise by borrowing on round 3. But I don't know. Like, this is kind of bad here. Obviously, we go for the fire now. Void Eye, Wraith. I don't know. Don't want to sell out of anything. Maybe the Steel Balls is just going to be good for tanking. But so is the Saber. So this is 550, it's 600. Could also go for the Wraith. Just so we get some extra chaff clear, but I don't know. Could have more units, just like more chaff maybe. Like the Sabers go really well into these guys, so we kind of should go for it. Kind of like this. And we'll go for the oil, go for the fire. Let's go for more Phantom Rays, I think. Well, we have one here, one here. Probably need something here. This one's already going there. Maybe get another one on this side or here. Let's try that. So at least we will, the Phoenix will tank, will hit the Saber first, which I think is a good thing. It's not going to kill the Arclight immediately. We need the Arclight for the chaff clear. And he went for the Steel Balls, which is going to be good into the Sabers, but not super worried about level 1 Steel Balls quite yet. So this is not great. He still might end up targeting the Arclight. Oof, yes. That's not good. What the hell? That's horrible. And we kind of need fire here. I think we will get the fire eventually. Let's go for the shield next on the Phantom Rays. It's probably gonna want to go boat, so I'm not sure about that. I think there's no rush in going for just waiting. Just see if he goes boats. If he goes boats, I think we just skip the that whole thing. Incendiary Bomb is gonna be good. Just here. And yeah, I kind of want to move this guy a little bit out of the way. Well, we'll go for this guy. It's not the obvious one, but we'll go for this guy. He's probably gonna beacon this guy out. All right, let's see what we want to do here. We probably want to shield at least one of these guys here, like this. I could start selling this, no problem. And let's assume he's gonna go into the boats now. We'll just start going into Phoenix. Stay one step ahead of him. We'll match the Phoenix with his Phoenix. Let's see what else. Maybe go. Might as well upgrade these just for now. And I don't know. Now we kind of have to. We just upgrade this. Maybe upgrade this guy. I don't know what to do here. We'll just float. Looks like he's going into the Mustangs here. Well, these Mustangs just go straight into the fire. Hopefully we can take down this shield. Yeah, this is kind of spiraling out of control for Mathismight here. We also get the shield. So now what we need is like something for the mothership wasp. Now we're weak to the wasp, so we just need something for the wasps here. But he's already kind of committing into this. I don't think he has time to go into wasps. So I think we just go burst now. Let's see. There's nothing really to go. There's nothing for these techs. Kind of just want to throw a war crime down, or even a boat. I mean, even a factory here would be amazing. Let's just go for that. Like, I don't want to play games against Mathismight. This could be potentially throwing it, but I don't think so. I think this is a good play. And we're going to oil this. Just kind of make sure that the oil is half on our side, so you can't block it. And we'll just missile this. I think this is fine. All right. Very decent oil. I mean, very decent missile too. All right. Everything's on fire. He does get the steel ball, but I think he had that already. Heart's pounding. It's almost like feels like it's almost about to explode. Uh-oh. So close. So we get him, but you know, it's because he went for the Mustang. Had he went for the boat, you know, it would have been a different story, but we started to set up for the boat and we would have went Mustangs, but we have a solution for his boat. Like if we play this again, he for sure is going to just go a row of tanks with the boats behind Overlord. And I think that by far is the worst possible thing for us to face. Now we're starting to get close and learn how to actually defeat that. I mean, I don't know with the tanks. Maybe with the tanks, it's not winnable, but like just boats in general, we're kind of starting to figure out the ways to defend it. And that's why we got the Phoenix. So the Phoenix did, it's very good that we went into the Phoenix instead of going for like burst. Usually we would just think, you have to go burst here, and then go shield. But that kind of, it's not the best play. We were lucky we got the fire. So he kind of lost that first round immediately. We had the oil back on cooldown, so we kind of brute forced our way into this, but it worked out like amazingly well. Yeah, so the Phoenixes were not a mistake. If you look at the damages, the Phoenixes did a lot with no techs. The only thing I think we did wrong was we should have probably borrowed that one round. All right, so let's look at the round where we should have went for the fire, but we didn't. So we go from 38 to 26. So it's a 1200 loss. And let's just see what happens here. So we'll skip here. Click the fire. Go for the unlock. And unfortunately, we're gonna have to borrow here. But let's only spend 100 of that, just so we kind of don't kind of over exaggerate, you know, how well we would have done. We do want to get some oil down here. You would imagine, like, this does fire here, this does fire here. So, I mean, you know, usually, you know, we just place it like this, right? This is what we always do. So let's just see how this works. Still, the fire doesn't connect here, which is kind of concerning. Oof, if we end up losing this, and after we're clicking fire, I think we you know, this actually is worse because we're down economically. So we still lose the same 1200, okay? Now, the reason why that didn't work was because he had his Rhino Assault there. Like right in the side. This, yeah, we should have placed, I don't know why we placed this guy like this. It should have been one square over. Yeah, that was a mistake on our end. Only realizing that now. And so we'll borrow, we'll go for the oil. We cannot reposition this here, but we can kind of move this guy a little bit. Like maybe we just move this guy. Can we move him or no? Can we move this guy like here just a little bit, like this? Okay. Because it's supposed to be covering like more, like it's supposed to be like right here. So this is a bit over, but it's supposed to be like, okay, yeah, this is way too over, but it's, you know, let's see if it makes a difference here. I think this makes a pretty big difference because it looks like most of the stuff on the most of the chaff is dead, but looks like his one Phoenix is still causing too much devastation. So looks like even in the best case, we still lose by a lot. So that's not worth it. The other thing we wanted to try in this round was like the cheeky super advanced play where we like go like this and then we put like a, you know, something behind like this. And then we could still go Phantom Rays, I guess. Like maybe this is actually a good play here. Just go for the attack. So maybe this is actually the better play because he still has to address this way after the, you know, this round is finished because the crawler is always going to be there. Okay, so the crawler pack survives. But we're also at risk at losing our tower here. It's going to be very similar. So, yeah, it looks like this didn't do anything. Yeah, this was what I was afraid of because when you invest into like fancy plays and you lose, you might as well just surrender the game right then and there. So, interestingly, we played it correctly. You know, we justify the loss as just setting up our board, right? And then from here on out, I think we start winning. So 3,100. Go subs. Wait, was that? Is that fortified or subsidized Mustang? Subsidized Mustang. Okay, so you kind of got trapped into that. What I think is the better play is always is never. I don't think you ever go subsidized Mustang into this. I mean, Kind of makes sense. You just block all the missiles, but yeah, it's definitely not good here. Like, I feel like that's his only chance of losing is if he goes for that. Wait a second. Well, what round are we in? Well, regardless of the round, let's just see let's see what this is. This is, I think you can go for Void Eye. Do this. And just go mass Void Eye maybe. Clicking range on the units, I'm not sure is so helpful anymore. Let's just see what happens if we also click range here. All right. I don't love the Void Eye, but I do love how I do think you should use it if it's offered to you for free in a drop. Like, and I think we should have probably done the same thing. Like, instead of, we got something we didn't need, like the saber, and you know, we would have gotten like 9 Void Eyes. Like, all you had to do is pay 150. Then we don't need to sell anything ever. Okay, so this still loses, but why? Wait. There's not much chaff on the ground. It's just, no, we're able to win this here. Never mind. So we win this round by 300 using the Void Eye. Instead, what did the opponent do? He went for the steel ball, which I don't know about the steel ball. Like, I think it's good if we go into Sabertooth, but Sabertooth is also very temporary, right? So he loses something. So he goes from, so he loses 1200 with the steel ball play. So, and for us, we go for, just go for more Phantom Rays, and I agree with that because we just need more fire. Now, this round is the round where he loses 2100. I would say that definitely don't go into the Mustang. It is a trap. And from what I've seen, we actually lost to a Mustang player, but he didn't go for the missile interception. The fire, I think, is still good for him too. So like a fire would be pretty nice. You know, like here would be really nice, I think. Yeah, this makes the most sense to go for a fire like this. Maybe we, you know, also do a missile here. And now we go into more, I think we just go into a wasp here. Don't think we need to sell anything. So let's just try to match the wasps. Maybe we go for a strong side here. Maybe we just overwhelm on this. I think that's good. Probably that's fine. Maybe put like something down here. Quite a nice missile for us. The steel balls are actually doing a lot here. Let's not completely discount them. We actually get the tower here for some reason. How did that happen? All right. So this is very good. Very good debuff for us. Or should I say the opponent. Even clean up this shield. Oh. So not quite. Guess there's just too many Phantom Rays, but it's definitely better than I think losing to 2000. Maybe we skip the Incendiary and we just go Elite Recruit here. That's also pretty standard play. We'll borrow, click this. And I think the positioning is fine. Maybe we just split it up like this, a little bit more even. Go for this missile again. Okay. All right, so level 2, I think we really do some really good damage. All right, so we win by 500. And then, you know, we're forced to go into like the fort game, but at least, you know, at least it gives him a chance, right? The Mustangs were really bad, especially with no shield and with the fire spell. Maybe he was like panicking, like he didn't see the spell, but like kind of doesn't make sense that he would do this. Because like he, you know, the fire, I mean, where else are we gonna put the fire, right? Like maybe he should have put these guys here instead. And he's just kind of doubled down a little bit too much. We have to go for the factory. Um, I don't think there's any way he could play this. I mean, unless he tries to guess the factory. But I wonder if we could have done something better instead of the factory, because the factory is a little bit desperate. It's kind of like we could lose the game if we play the factory incorrectly. So I wonder if like what else is good here? Like into this. I guess arc lights with range is good into this, but we need something more like fire based, I think. Maybe he should have went for like the dogs, but it's too late now because of the factory. Okay, so the other thing I was thinking was let's just go for the Vulcans. All right, because the Vulcans are amazing at setting stuff on fire. You know, maybe we also go burst just to also ensure that his stuff kind of, you know, gets too interrupted. Do we just go range or do we go for the incendiary here? I think incendiary is not going to be amazing. Range is good. Maybe a second one like here. We're kind of doubling down on this, but that's what we need to do, I think. And let's just see how this goes. If we were not allowed to go War Factory, we would go this for sure, right? The burst is only there just to like kind of really put his interception stuff kind of like really kind of, you know, give him a lot of trouble with that. Speaking of trouble, we're having a lot of trouble here with this with these guys. And it looks like, yeah, it looks like this doesn't really work here. Okay. It's quite a lot of damage. Maybe if we try this with a more of like a war crime setup, because do we really need, like, the thing I hate the most about the Vulcans is they, when you click range, they just get stuck on something and then they just die. Whereas I didn't need them to do anything except for just set the ground on fire. So really, in my heart, I just kind of want to do this. And I could beacon this guy, you know. I want to go for temp range. I want him to fire this and then, like, I mean, he can go forward a little bit. So yeah, I'm not opposed to him going forward a little bit, but you know, we can get two, we can get one here. You know, we can get one here just to be sure we got everything covered. All right, so let's see how this goes. It's kind of bad to spend so much on just fire, but when all he has is Mustangs, you know, Maybe it's okay. Oof. So we don't have burst. That's kind of part of the problem. It's either burst or it's, you know, it's the other war factor. It's the other Vulcan. I think we need the other Vulcan. All right, so it does work a little bit better for us there. It does look. It looks like his. Maybe the War Factory was the only way to play this. The only other thing I'm thinking about is like scorched with the improved fire control system or the amplifying core. The scorched kills everything pretty quick. But then, you know, maybe the fire doesn't set. I'd be willing to give it a try. Click this, maybe go scorch. Put this guy here. Get another one. Put him here. We'll borrow. Let's go for burst. And temp range. Let's just see how this goes. Probably a missile here. So let's see how quickly we can kill this guy. See how quickly we can kill the balls with the Scorch. Pretty quick. But one Vulcan already died somehow. Second one also dies. It kind of doesn't look like we have enough here. Actually, wait a second. We don't have enough, but we have enough air. We just didn't have enough Vulcans. So Scorch is actually the answer in this situation. That's very interesting. Yeah, we don't have the money for Scorch and for range. And the Scorch doubles our attack, which is needed for the Steel Ball. It's needed for the Tarantula. Very interesting here. I would have thought that the War Crime was better, but the War Crime just gets intercepted. Maybe the Burst does something here. Or 29,000, 18,000. Like, does the Burst really do? I mean, it has to do something, right? Because look at the damage, 20,000. I mean, that's a lot, you know, 29,000. You cannot just say that did nothing. What about the Phoenixes? Well, the Phoenixes did a lot without having to click burst. Right, but the thing is, we already have the Phantom Rays, and they're kind of nullified. What about these guys? 18, 26, so... Yeah, burst is still doing something. It's interrupting them. But is there any situation where we can go, like, range enhancement instead of burst on this? So pretty much the classic, if there's too many hounds and we gotta kill them, and we can't burn them, like, is there something we can do? I wonder if we could just, like, if we could afford it with this, or if we have to skip entirely. So range and Scorch. Does look like we can afford it. We can also go for this item. And we can also go for temp range. So let's see if this is better. See, well, let's see how quickly we can kill this. Still takes quite a while. It's not amazing here. And steel balls, they should melt, right? They do melt. But oh, we lose both of them. And this is not going to work here. So yeah, it looks like the burst is more important than the range on that. one last thing to test was clicking the tower range kind of our mistake? Like, is this kind of the better move here? All right, we'll still missile this. Kind of one problem is that we don't have any chaff in front. Kind of gets locked on too quick, so that's our mistake, I think. That's our biggest mistake. Yeah, well, it's interesting that the range didn't matter. It's very interesting. But I think the bottom line on this round is probably have to put the Vulcans a little bit further back. You can maybe go for this. It's just that the Vulcans have to be further behind. But it kind of didn't make sense. Like, we tried this with range and it didn't work. So Scorch is obviously better than range, but how far back did they have to be? Can we borrow? We just see if this works, like, with the Vulcans a little bit further back. All right, so the Vulcans are safe. This Vulcan is safe here. It's doing a lot because it's double teched. But it's gonna have some trouble here. With it's still alive, but not much longer. And yeah, so the Vulcan only play isn't gonna work. It has to be Scorch with the missile interceptor. I mean, with the burst missile from the Phantom Ray. But the easiest possible thing to do is just take a huge gamble and just put the War Factory here like we did. The only problem is, you know, if he techs the steel ball, adds another steel ball in there, I mean, if he goes for the prediction, which, to be honest, at his level, I would flip a coin and be like, do we go for the range and, like, elite recruit balls for the factory, or, you know, not? Because he was the highest ranking player in the world. And, like, if anyone's capable of making plays like that, it would be this player. So let's just assume. So we'll level this to go for the range, and, you know, maybe another one here. To be fair, like, you wouldn't really put it here, right? Because, I mean, it would just get the tower, but then the tower debuff wouldn't do anything. Like we'd kill everything here. So let's say then, what is our anti-air? Is it just more phoenixes? There's not much else to buy here except for phoenixes. So maybe we go for charge shot or EMP or range. EMP is interesting. It will kill the. Maybe we go for charge shot, right? We'll go for tower range. Let's not sell out of anything. Oof, this fire is absolutely brutal. Yeah, it's not going to be enough here. Honestly, I think the best thing he could do is actually sell out of these guys and like, you know, just go for the single steel ball, maybe quick range on it, and just go for the back line of the wasps. Fortunately, we can't elite recruit anything with AA, so it's just going to be normal wasps with the AA tech all the way back. Probably like this. There's no point in really going for a shield. If anything, I would beacon these guys out. Probably should have went charge shot on these 2 units, but yeah. Maybe we do beacon these guys out like this pack here. So we know there's gonna be a fire. Alright, so maybe we just beacon this guy here. So it actually looks like this play works. And I think if he did this, oof, I don't know how to, you know, that could be a very good chance, like 70% chance he's gonna win the game from there on. Because, you know, we'd have to get out of this, presumably. So yeah, guess he hasn't quite played enough against us to realize that this is the move we tend to go for. It's just the easy way out. But yeah, I would presume more and more players are going to be going predicting the War Factory. All right, guys, it was a huge win for us. Thanks for watching.